with growing your YouTube channel is to make better thumbnails. But then they don't actually tell you how to do that. What does that look like? You're just told it's the same idea where it's just like, you need to make better videos. Well, how do I make better videos? How do I make better thumbnails? And so I wanted to host a workshop here on YouTube. That's what this is, where I literally walk you through my process of coming up with thumbnails, designing thumbnails. And yes, you can do it on a free budget. It does help to have paid options because you get access to more resources. You can do things a lot quicker, but you can do this completely free if that's what you're working with. Totally fine. But that's what we're talking about in this live stream. And if you just want to skip ahead, if you're rewatching this live stream and you're like, I just want to get to the really good stuff, I don't want to see you interacting with the chat, just give me the juice, the meat, you can always skip ahead by going in the description. I'm going to have chapters down below so you can skip right to the part where I talk about and get into designing thumbnails. But that's what we're doing on this live stream. Just want to say hello to everyone in the chat. Starika, nice to see you. We got you cubing in here as well. Elvira, nice to see you. Paul, the CEO. Are we starting or what? We are starting. I did click the start live streaming like at 8 minutes and 45 seconds instead of right at 8. So, and I see a few other people previously who were in here. What is up? Hope you come back. That was at 7:32. And we've got Astronomic. We got Animal Videos Kids Soccer Team. Pepe, what is up? Nice to see you here, sir. Haven't seen you in a while. Thanks for coming to the live stream. And let's hop into this. Designing thumbnails. What does that strategy look like? Because if you can get people to click on your videos, you know, I think we spend so much time working on the video itself, but we don't even spend time designing the thumbnails in order to get people to click. Fun fact, Pepe, because you are here, that I actually one time in one of my thumbnails, this is a fun Easter egg for everyone here. Fun Easter egg. Go back through my videos and look around my shoulders in some of my CapCut tutorials. You'll actually notice a little man on the back of my shoulder. I think the video hit over 100,000 views. And it's this man who is sitting on my shoulder. So to let you know, 100,000 people saw, like, I put a little Easter egg of a little guy standing on my shoulder, which was Pepe, and 100,000 of you clicked. So that's your tip. Put this dude in your thumbnails. It's magic. But try to find out which video that is. Just look at all the CapCut tutorials I've done and just keep an eye on my shoulders. You'll see the little dude photoshopped in there. I didn't get a single comment about anyone noticing it. So it's not an actual thumbnail tip. I just threw that in there for fun. But yeah, let's get into this. What is the first step with designing thumbnails? And I think the first step is research. We want to do reconnaissance and look at what are successful thumbnails and how are they performing on YouTube already. Okay, we want to learn from other people in our niche that were successful that we can take inspiration from. So the first part, I start, and I understand if you are smaller, you might not have extensive YouTube analytics yet. But what you can do is you can scroll down and you can see other channels your audience watches. So I can see that vidIQ's here, Think Media, Luca B, Kevin, Starvert, Robert Benjamin. Do you guys watch any of these people? That's what YouTube's telling me. Let me know if you watch any of these guys here. Or you can even click this arrow over. Channel Makers, Nick Nimmin, Film Booth is in here. So I can kind of see what my Justin Brown is in here. I can see who my audience is actually watching. So I can look at these channels that are really successful. Like Justin Brown's got 1.4 million views, 1 million, 189,000 is still plenty successful. And I can learn from the successes of these people. So this is going to be our little research section, and we will get into designing the actual thumbnails. We're going to hop into Canva. I'll show you exactly how I lay out everything. But this is starting point number one. Find people. You can also look down here. This is other videos your audience has watched. So I can see like other successful videos in my niche. Like this dude, Luca B, this dude got 306,000 views in a month. I probably should make a similar CapCut tutorial to this 5 CapCut video effects you need to try. P.S. I am making a video similar to this. I am going to work off of this topic because obviously 306,000 people were interested in that CapCut topic. Yeah, I'm going to cover it, but I'm also looking at his thumbnails down here. I'm seeing how did they draw people in? You need to try is a really good title, but what does this thumbnail do? What does that communicate? Let me know what you guys watch. Who do you guys watch here? Are you guys watching Think Media? Are you watching some of these other people? So if I put you in my thumbnail, I will blow up. If you put Pepe in the thumbnail, you will blow up. That's the secret. You could also put me in there, but I think the only face I'd be recognized for is CapCut, only because I've got a few CapCut videos that, well, at least 2 in the millions of views. So you might work if you do a CapCut video with me. I already know how to make thumbnails. That's all right, because even if you are, maybe you already understand how thumbnails work and everything like that, you can still learn from other people. There's so much knowledge that you can learn on thumbnails. Every single day, I'm learning new stuff about thumbnails. When I look back at my thumbnails from 3 to 6 months ago, I'm like, oh my gosh, these thumbnails are horrible. They're terrible, except for the one with Pepe in it. But oh my gosh, these are all terrible and horrible. And so I'm constantly improving and constantly learning. I've been making thumbnails, holy cow, for 7 to 8 years. I've been making thumbnails, and my thumbnails were horrible, and they still stink sometimes, but I constantly improve. So hopefully I can give you 7 years worth of knowledge on thumbnails. Hopefully help you skip a few years of my pain points. That's my hope. That's my hope, Animal Videos Kid. So that way you don't have to, cringe so much when you see some of the other, some of the thumbnails I've designed. But yes, the starting point is research. So what we're actually going to do, let's start with some of these. vidIQ, Think Media. Could also take a look at Justin Brown. I think he has some good ones too. So what are we going to do? We're going to hop over to YouTube and let's pull up vidIQ. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do research. I'm going to the channel. I'm going to go to the videos. I'm going to sort by most popular. And I'm going to take a look at these thumbnails and see how they're designed. I can see he's not actually in the thumbnail a lot. Some of these were, people hitting certain numbers. But some of these are themed at how to get 1,000 subscribers, different things like that. Okay, taking a look at that, trying to find patterns here, which it looks like it's very bright colors, usually a colorful background. It's not like natural looking. Okay. Then maybe I'll hop over to Think Media. And usually I'll spend a lot more time than this, but for the sake of the video, I'm kind of hopping through this a bit. I go to Think Media. And so I go to their videos and I go to their most popular and I look how they design their thumbnails. Okay, a lot of these, all colorful background. I'm seeing a pattern here in my niche, the kind of content my audience watches. They have colorful backgrounds. Okay. And I can also see that the text has a background to it. It always does here. Almost all of these have either a black background, some white background here, but almost all of them is a black background. This is a red background. So there's a background behind the text. Okay. What happens when I go over to Justin Brown from Primal Video? What do I see here? When I go to his videos and I go to his most popular, let's take a look. What do you know? All the text has a background to it. There's a background there. I can see it's a colorful background. And then the text has a background. I'm saying that word way too much. Put background in the chat. Type it out. But still, I'm doing reconnaissance on videos that have performed, and I'm learning from them. I'm learning from how they design their thumbnails so I can make better ones. If I want to get the success they have, if I want 1 million subscribers on this channel, I better watch what 1 million subscriber channels do. If you want to, and that might be a really good point in and of itself. If you want to hit 1,000 subscribers, do what 1,000 subscriber channels do. If you want to hit 100,000 subscribers, you want to pay attention to what channels that have 100,000 subscribers are doing. Same with 1 million, same with 100 million for those few channels that are at that level. But still, you want to be paying attention to their success. They were successful. How can we learn from successful people? That's what we want to do. And what is up? Love from India. Nice to see you, sir. Background. There we go. Thank you, N Cage. Thank you. And I love you, Pepe. Except when you beat my brother. Where's Vaughn? Vaughn, get in the chat. And that says thumbnails are so hard. They are. And I know I constantly hate on mine. At least I can say that. I constantly hate on mine, but we're all learning. We're all in this journey. But the one thing we can for sure do and is learn from people in our niche. 100%. If I look at these most popular videos, these thumbnails had crazy click-through rate. And without a doubt, the thumbnail played an important role with whether this video was clicked on or not. So we can learn from these. And I'm already seeing patterns. I should probably put a background behind my text. I can see I should do a colorful background. So that is what we're going to do. Now, let's get into the actual design part of designing thumbnails, because I think that is important, being able to see someone put together the elements and how they do it. And one of the softwares I do use is Canva, because it's free to use. You can also get the paid version, and it offers some more advanced features, but there are ways to get around it for free if you don't have any money to spend whatsoever. But that's what I want to do. I want to share that with you guys. I want you to be able to see how I actually put together a thumbnail. If you guys have any questions on thumbnails, feel free to drop them in the comment section. I want to answer your questions as I'm designing this. Anything comes up, you're like, hey, how'd you do that? How'd you get it to look like that? Or just anything in general, drop those questions in the comment section. I want to be a resource for you, helping you out every single Saturday on the channel here. But let me get my screen share up here just to show you. Well, let me share my entire window. Yes, it will. Excellent. We'll do that for initially, and then I'll switch it over to the other one here. What is up, Nocturnal? Nice to see you here. And Cage says, I got 41 subs in 20 minutes. I don't know if I believe that. I can say that. He's my bro. I can say that. Colin, the real MVP. Hashtag background. You're great here in the chat, Pepe. You need to stick around. And that says that shirt is so cute. Yes, it's actually a Buc-ee's shirt. I got it as a gift. I'm from Wisconsin. This was a gift from Texas. So I'm wearing it today. Even though my love is for Quick Trip, our gas station, not Texas's gas station, but you know, I am repping that today. And I'm from Wisconsin. Thank you, Animal Videos Kid. I'm the goat in your video. I don't think I'm really a goat too much, though. Design with Canva. They have a link for Canva Pro for free for 30 days. Normally, I have my Canva affiliate link in the description. I do not have it there at the moment. If you go back to my thumbnail design videos, I have like a link to Canva. I think I actually have it. If you go to colinmichael.com/links, I should have my Canva link there. If you do want to get the premium version, you want to support the channel, you know, I get credit for you signing up for a paid version of Canva. So I'd appreciate that. What the heck? What the heck? What the heck? What the heck? What part of Wisconsin do you live in? Not being weird. What's your zip code? Milwaukee area. I'll say Milwaukee area is where I'm from. Yeah, not too far from Milwaukee. Pepe says you're way better than Vaughn. That's all right. Screenshot this, everyone, and then go to Vaughn Michael's YouTube channel and say Colin is better. That's funny. All right. Now, as I told you guys last week, we're bringing it up again because we do have a sponsor for the YouTube channel now, which is Melon. They have been they're sponsoring the live streams, which is awesome. I'm using them for live streaming this whole thing. When I share my screen, all of that, I'm using Melon. And Melon literally lets you live stream to places like LinkedIn, places like YouTube for free. You can have guests on your show. And the best part is, and one of my favorite parts is Melon saw that there was all this complex live streaming software out there. And there's like nothing like simplified for brand new creators, people just coming into live stream. And that's why they developed Melon, to make it easy enough to live stream in like 5 clicks, just 5 clicks, just do boom, boom, boom. I can pull comments up. I can have graphics. I can have guests on my live stream. Super simplified. yet still has enough features in there where it makes it awesome to use. So if you want to check out Melon, links down below in the description of this video. You can sign up for free and start using it. You don't even have to be paid yet. Even though the paid features are awesome, you can start using it for free right now. So click that link down below, sign up, check it out. You can play with it, mess around going live, use the different elements. Thank you, Melon, for sponsoring this live stream. It so makes me so happy we got a live stream sponsor. So show Melon some love. They're awesome. But with that, guys, let's hop into how do we actually design this in Canva? How do we make these thumbnails? That's what we're going to get into. So there is Inception. And here we are back at canva.com. All right. So to start off, first thing you're going to do, we already did our recon and research of Justin Brown and everything like that in Think Media. Now, we need to get into designing our banner. So, well, not banner, thumbnail. So we're going to type in YouTube thumbnail. All right. And instantly it's going to come up 1280 by 720 pixels. That's the YouTube thumbnail size. I can click on that. And then instantly I'm shown all these templates that I could potentially use to make my own YouTube thumbnails. So in these, they have some like stock images of people already put in here. I can kind of scroll through these. Some of these are completely free to use. Some of them you do need the premium version of Canva, but regardless, just want to let you know these are all here. Also, Canva is not sponsoring this video. I'm just an affiliate with them, and I choose to be an affiliate with them because I love them. But yes, you got all these thumbnail pieces here, but we're going to start from blank. So let's click on that and open it up. And then what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to close out that and do another screen share just so I can make sure you guys can see it okay. Be sure to let me know in the chat that you can see my screen all right. If I need to, I can zoom in. But here we go. Here we are in our template area. Let me just make sure that we are on screen. There we go. And let me make sure the chat is pulled up here. That's right, Annette. Annette coming in with the save here. Let's give this live stream a big thumbs up. Smash that like button. Thank you, Annette. Your support with liking this is super appreciated. So thank you. Wow, I'm planning on moving to Wisconsin when we grow up. We're going to live in the same state. Let's go. Who knows if I'll stay in Wisconsin forever. But let's get into this, guys. So blank canvas. What are we going to do? How do we make this? So first place I'm going to start is I'm going to scroll down to background here. And then I'm going to go to the gradients. I'm trying to make sure, even though I'm on screen, that I'm showing you guys. So I go to gradients, see y'all, and I'll start scrolling through these because oftentimes what I find, and you'll notice this when we looked at the other channels, those backgrounds usually weren't just a stale color. Normally, they have some kind of design to them where it's like a darker blue to a lighter blue or a blue to a purple. There's usually like some kind of contrast of colors, or it's the same color, a little brighter and a little darker. That's what a lot of these are. So first thing I'm going to do is go to a gradient, and I might choose blue because blue is my color. I usually do blue backgrounds. So just chose that. And then I can go over here to this background color, and I can actually customize it a bit more. So I'm going to go over to blue. I'm going to make it a little darker up there. Do something like that, maybe. Maybe move this around a bit. Let's see. I do want it on the brighter side, and I'll explain why in a second. There we go. I kind of like that. And then what I'm also going to do is I noticed with Justin Brown's thumbnails is the blue normally has like a half visible photo in the background. So what I'll do is I'll go over to photos and I'll actually search in the photos. Now Canva has both free photos and paid photos that you can access. If you don't want to search here, you can always go to pexels.com. That's PEXELS.com. You can search there. It'll pull up a whole bunch of free stock photos to use. Sometimes Canva pulls from pexels.com as well. So you can get free photos and paid photos within the search bar here. So let's say for this thumbnail, maybe we are doing an editing app. Maybe we're doing an editing. Maybe I'll make like a CapCut thumbnail. So editing, video editing. So let's search that and see what pictures we get pulled up. Okay, we got some editing timelines. Okay. Let's just scroll through some of these and see if we get some really cool ones. I kind of like these graphs here. Scrolling through. And I think what I'm going to go with is just something like this, where it's like a timeline. I believe this is technically Premiere Pro, but that is okay. So I'm going to do is I'm going to fill it to the full screen like this. And I'm going to go over here to opacity. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to turn down the opacity. So I'm going to turn it down to something like 13, 15-ish, just so it's faded there in the background. So it's not just a blue background. There's actually something in the background. You can kind of see like a timeline here a bit, some editing, some audio, some video stuff. Now, people looking at a thumbnail, they might be able to tell this is a timeline. If I can, I might find one where maybe something like this might make more sense. Let's try that one and see what that one looks like. A little bit of blur there, but that might be okay. Go to opacity, turn it down a bit. What I actually will do is flip it the other way, because chances are in this far right section is where I'm going to put myself. So I'm going to flip it the other way here. Just see what that looks like. So we got some editing look, and that might look nice. I'll have myself here. I'm pointing over here. You can kind of see the editing elements in the background. And you'll notice these colors are kind of meshing with the blue a bit, which I think is kind of cool. I might raise this up. Yeah, something like that. And I'm doing just a bit of transparency, enough to where it's noticeable, but it's not like this. And it's, causing a distraction from the words that I'll have up here. So, we'll do like a 13, 14. We'll do like that. I think that'll probably be good. There we go. I can live with that. Awesome. So now we have the background design, and that's what I always do first. I always go for the background initially, just so that way that's design, and then I work, up from the layers. So that's how I like to do it. Animal Videos Kids said, can I use Melon to stream even though I have 24 subscribers? I'm not 100% sure. I have heard of people being able to live stream through third-party softwares. You might have to just try it and see if it'll let you live stream, because I have heard of people being able to live stream with a third-party service, even though they haven't reached a certain milestone. Let's see. Just want to see if there's any questions here about thumbnails. If you have any questions about thumbnails, let me know. Drop them in the chat. I want to be able to answer those for you as I design this thumbnail here. Oh my gosh. I've recommended you, Colin, to so many of my YouTube family members. You have the best tutorials, hands down. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. These are comments that make my day. I'm so glad that they've been helpful to you. And yeah, hoping to drop some more. I know I've been not posting as many tutorials for the last month or so. It's been pretty hectic, but let me tell you, I'm about to go on a hard grind, because actually today's the day I start my secret channel. My secret channel, where I'll be doing experiments and trying to grow to 1,000 subscribers in 30 days. So that's super exciting. But oh my gosh, I'm so glad these tutorials are helping. More dropping. October is going to be awesome, guys. There's going to be some serious CapCut tutorials coming out. If you want any other tutorials, I'll probably be doing some community posts, so that way I can get the right tutorials out for you guys. But I'm so happy. I'm so glad they're helping. Hello, I'm having a problem with quality. When I upload it, it loses the quality on TikTok. Do you know how to fix this? I do not. TikTok is not my specialty. I don't know. Let's see. Going through. I saw something about Photoshop. The Photoshop app, I think, is just chatting in the chat. Do you do that for Minecraft thumbnails? You mean like putting stuff in the background? Or maybe you weren't talking to me, not too sure. But I definitely would do recon and research on, if you're doing Minecraft thumbnails, research the Minecraft thumbnails, see what those top performing ones are, and model after them. And let me tell you this, I was going to say this earlier and I didn't say it earlier. First of all, I'm not a professional. This is not legal advice. I'm just entertaining you guys to cover my butt. But you have my permission to copy popular thumbnails about 80% of the way. Okay? You have my permission. You can copy them up to 80%. You can't just, I've seen this on Twitter. Someone literally just put themselves over the top of a different YouTuber and completely stole the thumbnail. I'm not saying doing that. That's a little cheap. I am saying get inspiration, how they design those thumbnails, the layout, the design, the different graphics they used, up to 80%. You know, make it your own, take that inspiration and use it, because model after success. That's what I do. I look at popular thumbnails, I look at how successful they are, and I try to make similar ones. So don't be afraid to do that. And especially if you are a small channel, no one's coming after a YouTuber with under 100 subscribers, under 1,000 subscribers, because that thumbnail kind of looks similar to mine. They don't care. They don't care. And I don't care. You can model after me. I give you permission to steal my thumbnails up to 80% of the way. Don't paste yourself over my face, please. But you can do that. It's totally fine. You're not going to get in trouble. So take inspiration from these people. So important. I'm from India. Where are you from? I'm from Wisconsin, United States. Ooh, oh man, you're getting me right into the topics I need to talk about here, because that's important. And this literally segues into the next part of this thumbnail. I remember, Colin, you saying for thumbnails to take a camera, prop it up, and take a lot of different pictures, right? Absolutely. And that is like the perfect segue into the next section, because we have the background designed, and next we do need thumbnails that we can upload here, you know, the pictures here. And so what I actually do, and I'll show you this here, is I'll go to uploads here, and I actually uploaded this image of me. But what I want to do, I actually want to show you guys all the photos I take here, because I think that's helpful, because that's literally what I do. I will set up my camera like I have set up now, and I'll take a whole bunch of photos. I'll go and I'll just take a whole bunch of photos, happy, sad, and I'll have these mini photo shoots for thumbnails. And I'll take 20, 30, 50 different photos of myself. And then I have this library of photos that I can go to if I need to make a thumbnail. So if I need to make one, it's not like, oh, I have to set up my camera and pose. I've already posed. I just have to take those images, put them into the editor, and use them. So let me share my, let me see if it'll let me share my entire screen here. Because you really want to show you guys all the to the extent I go to make these thumbnails. Let me just see if it'll let me share the whole thing here. I don't think I clicked allow for it to show everything on my computer, just what's inside of Chrome. But oh wait, nope, here we go. I got it. Boom. Let's see what this looks like here in a second. It's loading. Let's see if we can show it on stream. Boom. There we go. So take a look at this. This is my little photo collection here. Let me go to this mode. These are all thumbnail photos piled in here. So if we go to this little mode here, just to show you, like I got me pointing my fingers up. I've got me pointing to holding an iPhone. I've got this thinking face. I've got me holding an Android phone in case I do an Android tutorial. Me holding two phones, me holding a phone like this. Here I'm doing like a concerned face. This one, I'm in shock. This one, I'm shocked by something I'm looking at. This one, I'm just proud of myself. This one, I'm pointing off to the side. This one, I'm a little more happier. This one, I'm like this. And so I just go through all and just take a whole bunch of different poses. And that way, if I ever have to design it, you know, whatever the mood of the video is, if I'm in shock, if I'm just happy, I just have all these thumbnails that I can add. So it's really awesome. And then what I'll do is I can upload those right to Canva, which let's hop back into Canva actually, so we can take a look at those. Here we go. There's our little design there. Let me put that back on screen. Let's see. Ooh, and we got something from Grubhub here that I do want to talk about real quick. What's up, bro? Been following your advice by making title first and thumbnail first, and my video got 36,000 views on a long form video, 25 minutes long too. Good advice. Let's freaking go. Oh my gosh, Grubhub, that is awesome. And if you're wondering, someone was saying in the chat, Colin, can you do another explanation of what Grubhub is talking about? I'm so eager to learn. The last 2 live streams we did, we were talking about titles, and I believe we were talking about topics as well. Let me just double check what those videos were. Hopping over to my channel here. Do this now to 10x your views is about titling your videos and how to title them. And then I believe, which one is it? I think it was, if I had to start over with 0 subscribers in 2022, I'd do this. I believe I talk a little bit about coming up with good topics. You know, I'll have to double check because this one has, I cover a whole bunch of things in the, if I had to start over with 0 subscribers in 2022, I cover a few things there. How about this? Let me know in the chat next week. Should we do a video on just coming up with topics, like the next live stream, where how do I come up with genius topic ideas for videos? What's that process look like? Would that be interesting? Because I think topics is like the biggest thing when it comes to growing on YouTube. Choosing a good topic. Mr. Beast is quoted for saying, and I actually, in my short of Mr. Beast, maybe that's something to watch. Go watch my Mr. Beast short I did. Because he said, like, if anyone would have done the topics that I did, like, they would have blown up. Like, that's how much Mr. Beast values a good idea, a good topic for a video, versus just, I'm going to film and then try to come up with a thumbnail and title and whatever else for this. Doing that first, you know, because, and that's the concept. And then we'll hop back into thumbnail design here. But the concept is if we spend hours spending all this time making videos, and then once we're done editing and everything, we just upload it and just, oh, I'll come up with a thumbnail and title randomly, and I'm not even sure if it's going to work or not. Like, no, why would you do that? The click is more important than your video. And I will now say that. I used to say, like, it's just about, but I have confidence now in saying this, is that your topic, title, and thumbnail is more important than the actual video itself. That is how highly esteemed you need to put what topic I choose, how am I making this thumbnail, and what am I putting in the title to persuade people to click. That is what we need first before making our video. And that's what I do. I plan out my topics. I think about the thumbnail and the title, and I write it all down, and I make sure I write a really good hook as well. So I hook people in right away. And that's how I plan things out to make sure I make really good videos. Sometimes that works. Sometimes it doesn't. You know, sometimes we, guess on the wrong things on it being a good topic, and it turns out not to be a good topic. And then the video doesn't perform. Sometimes happens. But then other times, like my 10 legendary CapCut editing chips video is getting something like 2,000 to 3,000 views every 48 hours. That video is woo. That one might get to 1 million in the next year here, because it just keeps getting like 2,000 to 3,000 views every single day. It's awesome. And that one, I nailed the topic, title, and thumbnail, and I had a good hook, and it kept people engaged. And that's the key. We want to design all these things first, make sure that everything looks good, that the title works really well with the hook that we come up with, and then we shoot the video. But yes, we do talk about it a lot in the live streams. And then even in some of the YouTube tips videos that I do come out with every now and again, I talk about it there as well. But oh my gosh, dude. 36K on a long form video. That is nuts. I'm so happy for you, man. I'm gonna have to go watch that video. I'm gonna go hunt it down and check it out. GrubBud. That's awesome. All right. We don't want to get too thrown off here. And real quick, just because we are at that 34-minute mark, guys, again, this video is sponsored by Melon. That is how I'm sharing my screen, taking you around on this thumbnail design journey. They are the sponsor of this video. You can use them for free, and you can actually live stream to a multitude of platforms, things like LinkedIn, things like YouTube, right from your computer. And it's as easy as 5 clicks to do it. There's a lot of complicated stuff out there where it gets complicated to live stream. Melon makes it super easy. really designed for people brand new coming in who still want good features, but want simplicity as well. So check the link down below in the description. They are sponsoring this live stream. They are making this possible where I can drop all this awesome gems for you guys live. So big thank you to Melon for sponsoring this live stream. So happy that they're here. So please check them out. They are making this possible for you, and they are really an awesome live streaming software. Love the mission behind the company. Thank you guys for sponsoring. It's awesome. All right, let's get into this. We got the background. We talked about all the photos that you set up here. And this is one of those photos that I have where I'm pointing off to the side here for the thumbnail design there. Here I am. Hello, me. Hi. I'm back on the screen. So what I'll do, now you have two options here. Okay. Now what we could do is not have a colorful background. I could increase the size here, add some text here. Maybe I would increase it pretty big like this, move myself over. If you didn't want to go through all the work of having a colorful background, I could still zoom in like this. I have room to add text, and this thumbnail would still probably do decently well. But based on the research we did, almost all the high-performing thumbnails in my niche have colorful backgrounds. So we're not going to make the mistake. We're not smarter than channels with 1 million subscribers. We're not that high up on our horse. We're going to humble ourselves and be like, you know what? I'm going to learn from more successful people. I know I don't have all the answers. And so I'm going to follow what successful people are doing. So I know I need to have a colorful background. So there's two options. You can go online. You can go to the Google search bar. There are websites that allow you to remove the background from your photos for free, or you don't have to spend any money to do so. Don't have the names off the top of my head, but if you do a Google search, background remover free, it'll come up, remove the background. Some ads will play on the website, so they make some kind of money. But if you do have the money and you get Canva Pro, we can click edit image and we can click background removal. And it'll take a few seconds and it'll go through and it'll try and cut it out just right. Let's take a look. Boom. Done. Just like that. And I can drag it over here. I can resize it. And I usually like to make myself pretty big. There we go. Awesome. Just because you want, people see faces and your eyes and things like that. So you want them. You don't want to be super far away. You want it to be up close and personal where people can recognize your face. Because once you do start to grow on YouTube or people start watching you, and you start, even if you have a smaller community, people will recognize your face. They'll be like, it's another one of Colin's videos. It's another one of Animal Videos Kids video. They'll recognize your face. And so that's why a lot of YouTubers have their face. Mr. Beast is in every single thumbnail of his because people recognize his face and they're like, oh, it's another Mr. Beast video. And a lot of times his face is really up close. So it's really easy, even on a mobile device, for someone to recognize you. So I usually like to keep myself pretty big. And then I also put myself on the right side and then my text on the left side. Reason being, in this bottom right section, there's usually a timestamp. And so if you put text on the right side, oftentimes the text gets buried underneath the timestamp. And you're like, and then it gets covered up and people can't actually read what you've created. So I'll put myself over here like so. And I'll usually make myself really big, as big as possible where it's not weird. So I think that's usually pretty good. Where I'm up close and people can recognize my face and see my beard. And I also try to make sure when I take my photos, when I set my camera, go through all those photos I take, try to make it as bright as possible. So that way I'm very, very bright. One mistake Colin makes often is he's wearing a gray shirt here, which may be good or bad. I'm not too sure. But, the gray doesn't really stand out too much. So I might need to change that up. But for now, it'll probably do. I've been getting good click-through rates with this picture. But yeah, that's that. So cool. Quit doing that, Canva. All right. So we got this all set up here. Got me, got picture. Now, one thing you must know with thumbnails, and this is a very important rule, is that simplicity wins with thumbnails. Not complexity, simplicity. Because there are so many pictures they're going to be looking at for thumbnails. And they're only going to be looking at yours for maybe like half a second. 0.5 seconds. They're looking at that thumbnail and are trying to understand what your video is about. If there are text elements all over and different images all over, and there's a person here, there, and there's all this stuff going on in the background, that's way too much. Their eye is going on to something simpler. So there is a rule with thumbnails called the rule of 3, which means there's 3 elements to look at. 1 could be a person. Number 2 could be like an app or an element of some sort. And number 3 could be maybe something like text. It doesn't have to be text, but usually there's 3 things, 3 elements. Sometimes you can break that rule and get up to 4, but it's not usually recommended. It's normally 3 things. What you calling cap on and cage? I don't know what you calling cap on. How do I make more better thumbnails without it for the Android phone? Without what? Canva's free, sir. Get Canva, completely free. And actually, even if you're on iPhone and Android, this tutorial still applies to you. The things we are talking about here, like all of this, you can do right from your phone. And that's one of the reasons I am showing you guys Canva, is because you can do it from your phone. It's super easy. So even if you're on Android, Canva's free. Canva's free on iPhone. Canva's free on a desktop. You can access the exact same amount of features from both of these, which makes it really, really awesome. Let's see here. Ooh, this is a really good question here. Colin, what's the difference between a hook and clickbait? This is excellent question. The difference between a hook and clickbait. Let me give you a great example. Clickbait, and I might get some people upset about this. Clickbait, Mr. Beast released a video where he survived a plane crash for like 48 hours. In the thumbnail, it showed the plane crashed in water and him floating on a raft. So that's the idea you get. The plane crashed in water. He's going to like crash a plane in water. He's going to float on the boat in the ocean. Okay. You watch the video, there was nothing to do with the ocean whatsoever. It was completely not there. I think that pushed the line for clickbait, because you are saying something happened in the video that did not happen, whereas a hook is more of promoting curiosity about something that does happen in the video. So what would be a good example of a really good hook? The one thing I think to always, this might be stupid, and I'm definitely, if you are part of my younger audience, which my analytics says you are, I think back to the original Star Trek of the 1960s. If you watch the first 2 minutes, they hook people in with some big dangerous thing happening. So normally they're like on a mission to explore a planet, and then a problem happens and they have to, figure out what's going on and solve this problem. And they hook you in the first 2 minutes where you're like, what's going to happen? Will they make it? Will they not? I think that is a proper hook where you're showing curiosity, and it's usually related to the topic. So I hope that makes sense. I might have not explained that in perfect detail there, but that's the difference. You don't want to lie in your thumbnails, but you do want to use curiosity. You do want to make it, show the pain parts, the parts where you're struggling, because, that's what makes a story good. It's like the story elements, the elements of a story is a person is trying to achieve a goal, and there is conflict stopping them from achieving their goal. So an example, maybe it's, I tried fasting for 30 days and the thumbnail is like day 17. And it shows the person really struggling, fasting for that long period of time. And it shows them like all worn out and they're like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. That's a hook. We're seeing the conflict in that story. The title tells us the goal. It tells us the goal of, the goal is fasting for 30 days. The thumbnail is showing us the conflict. And we're like, man, do they make it? Do they not? I wonder. I want to click on this video. So that's kind of, that'd be a perfect example of a hook, I would think. But that's the difference there. But let's get this thumbnail finished, guys. And I am going to answer some questions here at the end too. So I will get to some of those. Some people in the chat really want me to answer their questions. I'll do my best to get to each and every one of them before we end the live stream. There isn't actually too much more I need, because that one point I was saying, thumbnails work better when they're simplified. So what we're going to do, I'm going to scroll down a bit. There we go. There's my CapCut app. So this image of CapCut, all I did was I went to Google and I searched CapCut PNG. The word's PNG. Let me just type PNG here just so you can see it. PNG. That's what I typed into the search bar. CapCut PNG. And you'll find images where the background's already removed for you, which is what this is. And so I can resize this element. I can scroll up. And I actually like to rotate mine just to like a little bit. So this is at 2 degrees. So we got CapCut. Actually, I'll probably do 1 degree. Just 1. Let's do, there we go. We got 1 degree there. And then what I'll do is, because we saw that we need a background for all of our text, we're going to go to Elements, and I'm going to go to this box under Lines and Shapes. We're just going to grab it. We're going to make it a black background. And what I always tell people is, with thumbnails, if you are not a design expert, you need to stick with white text on a black background or black text on a white background. And I still follow this rule to this day. Unless for a very specific other reason, sometimes I'll use a red box with white text, but this is the easiest way for people to read your text, in my opinion. So I'll do a black here. So we'll have some text there. Come on, move. There we go. So we'll put that there. We'll resize it a bit for now. And then what I'm going to do is, I believe up here, I can duplicate it. Where's my duplicate button? Maybe. Duplicate button, where are you? See, I struggle. Fine. We'll just copy and we'll go paste. There we go. Awesome. So maybe CapCut, editing, and then we'll paste again and we'll do like tips or something. All right, cool. So then we'll add some heading in. And what I like to do is I like bold text, and I do it all in caps. So it's very easy to read. So let's do CapCut, and we'll change the color to white. That way it's really easy to read. There we go. And I'll increase that size a bit. And this Canva sans I don't like. I like things a little bit bolder. So I'm going to click on a few of these and just look for something that's really bold and not too weird looking, so where it's really, really easy to read. So I'm going to click through a few of these and just to see what each of them look like, because you know, you don't want to go with something like this. This is a big mistake a lot of people make, is they'll make thumbnails with weird writing like this. I've seen it all the time. It's like, how is someone supposed to tell this says CapCut? There's no way. That's a wacky font, or something like this. This is a really weird font. This is difficult to read. We want simple. You know, this one's okay. I'm just scrolling through some of these. I kind of like that one. That one is okay. I think we might end up with this one for now. So experiment with fonts. For the sake of this video, we'll go with this one for now. But yeah, you want to really make sure you're choosing a safe font that's really easy to read. And I think this will do okay. I'll actually increase the size there a bit. And we'll grab that and line it up. So we'll do like CapCut there. And I'll grab this box and I'll put it around my CapCut there. I hope this is making sense. Like, this is me trying to simplify it as much as possible. So that way it is hopefully easier for you all. All right. And I'm going to take this and I'm probably going to copy and paste it just so I have the same settings there. CapCut, editing, and I might extend this a bit so I can have that there. I should have some background music going, guys. That's what I nearly need. That'd be a good idea. There we go. We'll put that box around that. And I can actually zoom in here too if I need to. You can zoom in on a phone as well if you need to make a very specific change there. That looked good. Yep. Wow. Now we zoomed out too far. So we got CapCut, editing, and I might actually have to We'll just move this. Now we're moving too many elements. Sometimes things get crowded in here. So I'm just going to move this over so I quit clicking on it. We're going to move you up a bit. And we're going to move this black box up a bit. Click. Goodness gracious. There we go. CapCut. And then we're going to select you guys, which I actually think it'll let me select both of them. Nice. Scroll that up. CapCut. Editing. Trying to do tips at the bottom there. So let's grab y'all, drag you up. CapCut. Editing. Nice. You. Copy. And we're going to paste you. Drag you down. Just finishing up here, and then we'll get to your guys' questions too. If this is making sense on how I'm designing it here, let me know. There we go. Tips. That can stay there. We just want to select the box, please. Oh, come on. Move this. That's the one thing you might run into with this is making sure you're not grabbing other elements. So sometimes you do that. Pain in the butt sometimes, but that's all right. We'll make it work with the free software. I will say, I do make thumbnails in Photoshop, but I know everyone can't afford Photoshop. So I like to make sure that I'm, if I'm doing something on a live stream, I want to make sure you guys can do it. If you guys want to see the Photoshop side of things and how I do it, just because it allows me to do some other kind of cool effects. But I think if you're getting started out, you're just making thumbnails, starting out, I wouldn't even worry about it. I would not worry about Photoshop yet. Just focus on using Canva, getting the basics down. I think that is the bigger goal that you'd want to get down there. So there we go. We will increase this size, put that right there. I'll lower myself a little bit down so I'm pointing towards that. And there we go. Now, what I would probably change with this, and just because we're getting near the hour point, I want to get to your questions. I probably won't make too many more adjustments. But this could be one iteration. Okay, guys? And we just spent some time here making this. Okay? But here's the thing. And this is going to be the part where a lot of people are like, no. That's just one thumbnail. And we don't ever, and neither should you, never make one thumbnail, ever. You never make one design and just go with it and be like, that's okay. We never do that. What we're now going to do, and we won't go through all of it in this live stream, we're going to click the duplicate button. We're going to make changes to this one, and then we'll click duplicate again and make some different changes and maybe change the text and the background color. And then we're going to click it again and do more changes and again. And we're going to do that. And it's going to take some time. I get that. It might take a couple of hours. I have spent 4 hours on a thumbnail. It's real. 4 hours. Have you spent 4 hours designing multiple thumbnails? Let me know in the chat, guys. Are you doing that? Because that is the extent you need to go with this. So maybe in this one, I'll lowercase it. Maybe I'll do white text on, I did white text on a black background. Maybe I'll take all the text and I'll change it to black. And I'll take all the black backgrounds and change those to white. So there's that. We'll click on this and we'll turn it to white. And we'll go through and make that thumbnail. And we'll go through and make multiple iterations. So because sometimes what will happen, guys, is one thumbnail will be designed like the first thumbnail you make might be okay, but the fourth or fifth thumbnail you make might be astounding. It might be next level. It might be the one that actually causes your video to take off and go viral. So you never want to make just one thumbnail. You want multiple different ones, especially if you post a thumbnail and you look at your analytics and it says 1% of people chose to click on your video. You're like, oh, well, that's not good. I better change this thumbnail. And now you have a whole bunch of thumbnails you can try out. So you can switch it for a different one. Does my click-through rate go up? Do more people choose to click on my video because now I've changed it to a different one? And you can kind of experiment, try different things. So that's the thumbnail process. That's how that design works. And that's what I go through. And so I'll do like 3 to 5 different thumbnail designs, and then I'll pick one to go with it. And then, I'll see how it performs, potentially change it. But usually once I've done a few different styles and changes and stuff like that, it's going to be a pop off. It's going to be a game changer. And I often see, some videos I do all that work and nothing happens. And then other times I have crazy click through rates and it's awesome. But that is that thumbnail process, guys. That is how I make my thumbnails. That's what I go through. The only different thing I do in Photoshop, if you're curious, is I might add some shadow behind the app logo and behind myself, because Photoshop allows you to do that, or may add some lighter and darker areas. I can usually make a better gradient in Photoshop. But other than that, that's the basics of a thumbnail right there. And there's 3 elements. There's me, there's the app icon, and there's the text area. 3 areas they can look at. They see my face, they see the logo, which makes them, know what the video is about. They know it's about this app. And then some text kind of explaining CapCut editing tips. That's what this video is about. And in the background, you can see an editing timeline in there, which kind of adds, instead of it just being a, blue background with nothing going on, that little bit of editing area in the background kind of enhances it a bit. But what do you guys think? That's my thumbnail process. I want to hear. Yes, the Melon link is down below. And yes, this is a perfect time to bring this up, Mr. Animal Videos Kid. This live stream is sponsored by Melon. After this, we will get to your questions. So if you have questions, drop them down below. But guys, this live stream is sponsored by Melon. Literally, you can stream for free to Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, and other platforms in 5 clicks. You can invite guests, you can screen share, customize with themes, and more. You can sign up for free today. Referral link down below in the description of this video. And thank you so much, Melon, for sponsoring this live stream. It's great to have a live stream sponsor. Helps me be able to continue to give you guys value every single week, every single Saturday on these live streams. Your questions answered, giving you the tips you guys need to grow your audience, to edit better. That's what we're all about. So thank you, Melon, for sponsoring it. Guys, check them out down below. So simple to use. Thank you guys for sponsoring this live stream. Woo! And yes, as Elvira said, it's linked down below the live stream. And Annette uses Melon too, which is awesome. Ooh, Colin Michael, can you save that to be editable in Photoshop? Yes. So what you can actually do, let me just show you real quick. So I can click this share button. I can click download. I can change the file type from PNG, which usually PNG is the better option, especially with Photoshop. Otherwise, I can do a JPEG if I want a little bit lower quality. I can also control the size. So if I want it to be a higher quality size, I can do that with the paid version at least. But what I'll often do, and even though I use Photoshop, I still use Canva. I will still design my backgrounds in Canva because I love Canva, all the elements and things and stuff like that. I can use, and then I'll send it over to Photoshop. I'll add myself in with text and stuff and do all the different shading and light effects and stuff like that. So I still use Canva quite a bit because I really do like the all the background features and stuff. And also what I really like is I can go to the elements and I can search arrow. Okay. I have all these arrows that I can add. And so what I'll do is I'll just, make a blank page here. Okay. For the sake of this, just to show you real quick, because this is awesome. Blank page. I can click the arrow. I can make it a red arrow if I want. And then what I can do is just export this blank page, page number 6 here. So I'll just do page number 6, and I can click transparent background, and it'll export the arrow with a transparent background. I put it into Photoshop, and boom, I've got a red arrow. Or if I want a graph, or maybe I want a computer screen, I can search computer, and boom, I have a computer screen that I can export with a transparent background. Literally like any element, Canva's probably got it. I can add in and be able to use here, which is so awesome. So I use both, and it's really awesome to be able to use both in that way, because there's so many great things in Canva. How to get high quality on mobile in CapCut, says Mine Youth. So I've seen a few videos about people trying to get the higher quality settings. It is believed, I cannot fact check it, but it's believed if you export in 4K, you get a higher, basically a higher, even if your video is in HD, and you export in 4K, it'll give you a higher quality HD. I don't know if that's actually true or not. But also what depends on the quality is the quality of video you're putting into the editor. So if you put a very low quality screen recording into CapCut, it's still going to be a low quality screen recording. Versus if I film with my DSLR and put that into CapCut, when I export it, it's still high quality. I do all my TikTok editing in CapCut. I will film with a camera sometimes and put it into CapCut, edit it for like short form content, and I'll use CapCut for that. And I don't ever notice a decrease in quality. So I double check wherever you're getting that video from and putting in the CapCut, make sure it is high quality, because I think that can sometimes be one of the problems is maybe like the screen recording you might be using or the camera you're using might be in a lower quality format. So maybe just double check that and look into the double check into the quality settings of your camera and maybe the exporting in 4K. See if that solves it. That drink that good, Colin? Yeah, I am drinking water. I just got back from a vacation like 2 hours before the live stream. A lot of shouting on roller coasters and slides. And so my voice isn't really there. And now I'm doing a live stream for an hour. So I need water, man. Thankfully, I don't have to do a lot of talking tomorrow. Well, actually, no, I do. I have to film a bunch of shorts tomorrow. So I do have talking I have to do tomorrow, but won't be screaming or anything like that. Yo, Spurs, welcome. How can I donate to people on Twitter? I am not sure. I am not monetized on Twitter. I know some people are, but I have not explored that. I'm only on Twitter to, and this is something you all should know. You all should be on Twitter to follow other YouTubers because they share such valuable gems. Like Roberto Blake, you better be following him on Twitter. He's always dropping great knowledge. There's a lot of thumbnail designers on Twitter who will share great knowledge on designing thumbnails. So I'm literally on Twitter to learn more about YouTube and to learn about business. That's what my Twitter is all about. That's who I follow. There's a lot of great knowledge on there. So, but not familiar with the monetization part of Twitter. I like that you showed a tutorial thumbnail, but would you do an example of what would be for gaming? Yes, we could totally do that. And just to make it really, really simple here, I'm just going to share my live stream. Give me a second here. There we go. Sorry about that. So what we could literally do, okay? Let's just do this real quick, okay? I'm just going to search Fortnite PNG. Okay? I'm going to go to images. I'm going to find a Fortnite character. Let's just choose this person. It's a PNG. I'm going to save image as Fortnite 1. Boom. I'm going to go over to Canva here. We're going to upload that thing. It's and literally what we're going to do, the exact same strategy. So what we want to do is that rule of threes. And I'm just doing this because I can do it really quick. I know I can. So let's just grab all this stuff here and drag it over. So all we would do for like a gaming tutorial. So maybe we have our Fortnite character here. Like so. This isn't even a popular Fortnite skin, I don't think. So we'd have that person there. And then maybe instead of this, we'd have the text here. And we'd say something like top 10. Here, maybe we can do this real quick. So maybe you do something like top 10 tips for beginners, maybe. Obviously, we need to design this a little better, but we're still following the exact same principles. I've seen a lot of Fortnite, thumbnails have colorful backgrounds. This person wearing blue and our background being blue is probably not the best option. Might want to do something like a purple, maybe. I think that kind of looks a bit better. But maybe I would have changed the color here to something a little brighter, maybe. But you'll see that same similar format, which is we've got a person or an image on this side. That's the rule of threes, and then maybe two elements over here, or just one element. That's fine, simpler. And then we have the text. Just delete this because I don't like that. But we'll have the text here with a black background, so it's really easy to read. Boom, we have a gaming thumbnail. It's following the same principles, except you're replacing Colin with whatever gaming character. We can make this Steve from Minecraft if we really want to. But that's what you would do. Hopefully I know your comment was up on screen while I was doing that, but I hope that makes sense. We're literally just doing that. We've got our person, our character, maybe something that's going on in the game. You don't even have to have text. You just have another element here, whether it's a picture of, a house or different things in the game, maybe some text, maybe a red arrow pointing. But you're still following that, simple rule of threes where it's not too complex. It's not too busy. It's just very simple, easy to understand. That's what we want. Simple, easy to understand, and bonus points if you can add elements of curiosity or make it seem like the video is going to give a lot of value to someone. Those elements, big win right there. Hey Colin, how can I make better videos on CapCut or in the KineMaster with better quality? So I think both can be good. I often battle someone over KineMaster because I do enjoy CapCut quite a bit. Both are really good editing apps. You can use both. I just tend to use CapCut a bit more personally, but I think you can get good high quality videos out of both of them. If I'm being honest, not being petty. Hey, Super Mario Keithan. Nice to see you here. Man, that was loud. I talk loud in my live streams. Mr. Beast is not in every thumbnail. What are you talking about, Wes? 99% of his thumbnails, you'll see his face in it. Because there are times where he has tried experimenting without his face. But the reason he continues to use his face in almost every single thumbnail is because people see that face and they're like, "Ooh, Mr. Beast," and they got to click on it. What's your favorite hobby? Favorite hobby? I do play, if I'm not doing YouTube stuff and business stuff, I do love playing DayZ. It's like an open world survival game. You got to like craft things and supplies, and it's online multiplayer. So you're like versing other survivors. It's a lot of fun. DayZ. It's usually what I do. So a bit of Xbox. Yeah. Do you like football-ish? Do you like watermelon? Not really, unless it's melon. Someone who has melon as a sponsor doesn't like watermelon. Dun, dun, dun. They didn't ask me about that, thankfully. But they're probably going to watch this live stream. They're going to find out I don't like watermelon. That's all right. All right. We are at the end of the comments. We're also at the end of this live stream here. Normally do these for around an hour. Unless we're doing like channel reviews or something like that, we usually extend them a little bit longer. That pretty much wraps up this live stream. Definitely rewatch this if you came in a little late and you want to see how I design thumbnails. I will be going through. I will be putting chapters in this live stream to make it really, really easy for you to kind of go through this. And again, special thanks to Melon for sponsoring this live stream. They're our sponsor. If you click the link down below in the description, you can sign up for free to use their live streaming software. They allow you to stream for free to Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, and other platforms in 5 clicks. That's how simple it is. It just takes 5 clicks. You can invite guests. You can screen share. You can customize with themes and more. Again, links down below. You can sign up for free and start using it for free. No cost to you. Simplified, so it's not this big complicated thing. It's made easy for people who are coming right in the live stream. Definitely has my recommendation. Thank you, Melon, for sponsoring this live stream. Any final questions in the chat? Let me see them. because I don't know how much longer my voice is going to go. I'm at the end of my voice, guys. Thanks for the great info. Yes, you're welcome. Any way I can help. Ooh, here's a deep one. Oh boy. If you were a tree, what kind would you be and why? Oof. So the two trees that first came to mind, first was a pine tree, and then the second tree was a weeping willow. Am I saying that correctly? Weeping willow? Better Google that real quick. Is that the tree I'm thinking of? Weeping willow? I think it'd be those two. I think pine, yeah, weeping willow. I think a pine tree, the reason why I would be a pine tree would be because as a kid, they were like the easiest tree to climb. They also smell really nice. But yeah, you can climb pine trees super easy. They have really big branches. So you can get to the top of those things real quick. You have this awesome view. I love tree climbing as a kid. And then the weeping willow is mainly because over by my great grandma's house where she used to live, there was a giant weeping willow that was around when she was a kid. So those trees can like live forever, which I thought was really, really cool. So those were my two. But probably the pine tree. I'm probably going to go with a pine tree and yeah. But yeah. Do you like hunting? See, now we're getting into some interesting questions here. That's what I'm talking about. I'm starting to like hunting. But I've never really been hunting before, per se. But trying to get into it, trying to be more outdoorsy. But yeah, thank you all for coming up to the live stream. I will see you guys all this next Saturday. We'll jump into more things to help you guys improve your channel. Thanks so much for coming to this live stream. I'll see you guys next week, next Saturday. Same bat time, same bat channel.